is the positive acceptance of desegregation and the welcomed participation of Negroes into the total range of human activities. Integration is the ultimate goal of our national community.
How can the so-called Negroes, who call themselves enlightened leaders, expect the poor black sheep to integrate into a society of bloodthirsty white wolves? White wolves who have already been sucking our blood for over 400 years here in America. The black masses don't want segregation, nor do we want integration. What we want is complete separation.
Violence as a way of achieving racial justice is both impractical and immoral. It is impractical because it is a descending spiral ending in destruction for all. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community. It makes brotherhood impossible. Violence ends by defeating itself. It creates bitterness in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers.
There's no such thing as a nonviolent revolution. Revolution is bloody. Revolution is hostile. Revolution knows no compromise. Revolution overturns and destroys everything that gets in its way. Whoever heard of a revolution where they lock arms singing, "We shall overcome"? You don't do that in revolution. You don't do any singing. You're too busy swinging.
Black power is a cry of disappointment born from the wounds of despair. But revolution cannot long be so sustained. The Negro cannot entrust his destiny to a philosophy nourished solely on despair. So today's despair is a poor chisel to carve out tomorrow's justice.
Most of the Negroes you see running around talking about love everybody don't have any love whatsoever for their own kind. You don't have to criticize Reverend Martin Luther King. His actions criticize him. Any Negro who teaches Negroes to turn the other cheek in the face of attack is disarming that Negro of his God-given right, of his moral right, of his natural right to defend himself. King is the best weapon that the white man who wants to brutalize Negroes has ever gotten in this country.
So I say to you, my friends, that even though we must face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream, that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
No, I'm not an American. I'm not speaking to you as an American or a patriot or a flag waver. I see America through the eyes of the victim. I don't see any American dream. I see an American nightmare. Will you put that thing away?
Was it the same one?
Doesn't matter. After a while, they all start to seem the same. You should be here soon.
Wonderful.
I take it you don't approve.
You know I don't, but someone has done a very difference.
Stop pouting.
Malcolm, why you leaving me?
Do you remember the first time you made love?
What?
Do you remember the first time you made love?
Yeah, sort of.
Why did you do it?
What do you mean? Why did I do it?
Was it planned? Was there a reason behind it? Or did it just happen because sooner or later you knew you would? Because it was meant to? Because it was time?
It was most because no man said I could.
There's nothing romantic about you, Rashad. If you were my bodyguard, I think you'd be alone.
For all you share with me, most of the time I am.
Did I ever tell you about the time I met Billie Holiday?
Yeah, okay, Malcolm.
She sang a song for me. Did I tell you about that?
She sang a song for you. Then Louis Armstrong asked you to play his trumpet.
No, I was serious, Rashad. She sang it for me. She walked right up to me, ignored everyone else in the room. She took a flower out of her hair, and she gave it to me. Then, She started to sing. You don't know what love is until you learn the meaning of the blues. Till you loved a love you've had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how hearts yearn. A love that lives, you cannot die. A love that longs with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is. Hi, it's me. Are you okay? And the children? They always could sleep through anything, just like their mom. Betty, I'm sorry I'm not there with you. You know that, don't you? Next week, when I speak at the rally, I want you there with me. I want the whole family there. After that, we'll spend more time together. I promise. Don't go getting so excited, girl. We got enough kids. I should be going. He should be here soon. Betty, I love you. Kiss my little girls for me. If you've been real good, give yourself a big hug, too. If the FBI is still listening, I'm hungry. Could you order some Chinese food and some red soda? And hold the pork.
Is everything all right?
The children are asleep.
Sister Betty?
Our house was bombed this morning and I'm here. I haven't given her very much, have I, Rashad?
Do you think she would ever feel that?
She'd never be that selfish. But I know. I can hear it in her voice. It's the fear. For me mostly, but for the family too. I should be with my family. Children should remember their dad.
The world will remember their daddy.
They won't remember me. I know that. If I could just be sure what I represent will be remembered, that's all that's important to me. This country will do what it can to see that never happens.
This country has always tried its best to eliminate the black man. It hasn't happened yet.
What can be changed doesn't need to be eliminated. I'm tired, Rashad. Seems I've been a lot of things lately, but for all I've been, tired's been in there somewhere. It's stuffy in here.
Stand from the window, Malcolm, please.
All the forces in this country couldn't protect their own president. You think it makes a difference not to be able to breathe the Harlem air or not?
It might make a difference tonight.
Those used to be my streets, Rashad.
They'll always be your streets. They'll just never be safe.
We're in the tallest building in Harlem, Rashad. How high do I have to be before I'm finally safe?
Just give it one, Malcolm, and we can strike back.
Strike back? You think I trained them in the art of self-defense so they can protect themselves from us?
Did you train them to throw fire bombs to your house?
I don't think it was that.
Malcolm!
No, Rashad. Just doesn't make any sense. Even Elijah Muhammad doesn't have the power to do some of the things that have happened recently. It's gone way beyond that. Next week, at the rally, I'm going to say some things. Some things that might really begin to put the heat on us. I'm going to say that it wasn't the Muslims.
And who are you going to accuse?
Who else could it be? You think Elijah has the power to get the French government to ban me from traveling through France?
You won't ever get the ignition out of your mouth, Malcolm.
I'll just have to remember to talk fast.
We can't afford to lose you.
When I can't go near that window, you already have.
Won't you at least come back for some of your speaking engagements? There's no way we can manage that crowds anymore. Not when we have to watch out for people who look like us.
Ain't nobody on them streets look like you, Rashad. You gotta go clear across the ocean to another land to find anyone as ugly as you. Or all the way downtown.
Come, be serious, Malcolm.
After the Autobahn, I'll cut back. Anyway, I told Sister Betty that we'd be spending more time together. It's the first time she laughed in months. Wanna play some chess?
No,
Why not?
because I always beat you.
Have I become so predictable?
You plus the object of the game is to protect the pawns. The pawns are there to protect the king.
Maybe someone should protect the pawns for a change.
Then it won't be a game of chess anymore. It will be something else, something nobody would play.
Would that be so bad?
It's not a question of bad or good. It's a question of winning or dying.
You can't sacrifice your own people and expect to win, Rashad. Look at that board. What do you see?
I see a game. a game-winning event. You don't like the rules, fine. Neither do I. But the only chance we've got of winning is protect the leader. Once the leader gets too far out in front, it's open season. Hell, Malcolm, even the pawns will sacrifice themselves for you. As long as this one piece is free and protected, the game isn't over. For whatever else you say or do won't change that. As long as this piece has a chance, we all do.
We're all pawns, Rashad. When we begin to realize that, maybe the old game will be over and a new one can begin.
Go home, Malcolm. Be with Betty. Be with your children. You don't need to do this. We have enough problems of half the people thinking you betrayed Elijah and the other half thinking you're just getting soft. And now, all this new talk about white folks not being all bad, and now you're meeting with the king of love? Isn't right, Malcolm. I can feel it. Nothing good can come out of this.
Something good already has.
What?
I asked him to come, and he said yes, and he never asked why.
How do you know he's really coming, Malcolm? What makes you think his people just let him get on the plane and come here?
He'll come.
How do you know?
Because I'd come if he asked me.
Do you trust him? Do you trust me?
I don't know that I trust anyone anymore, Rashad.
I'll die for you!
People who die for me, I trust least of all. I'm sorry, Rashad. I didn't mean that. I suppose I just haven't been able to shake this nightmare. At least it'll all be over soon.
What will it be over, Malcolm?
Don't you think you ought to let him in?
You know what I think.
Minister?
Dr. King. I believe you can leave Dr. King and I alone, Rashad.
I need to check Dr. King.
Check. I was checked once downstairs.
Not by me.
Somehow I think that's unnecessary, Rashad. I'm sure I'll be safe with Dr. King.
I'm sure you'll be safe too with Dr. King, but how do I know it's him?
Perhaps I could give a short speech or an appropriate sermon.
Please, Doctor. Not that. We'll be okay, Rashad.
Very well, if you say so. Oh, Doctor, can I take your coat?
Why, thank you.
I'll be right outside, if you need me.
I'm sorry about that. These are troubled times.
I understand. The bombing has unsettled everyone.
Didn't do much for the price of real estate in my neighborhood. Did anyone see you come in?
No, I followed your instructions. The next time you want me to take the back stairs, I'd wish you'd get a room on a floor lower than the 7th.
I seen you on television. You could afford to lose a few pounds.
Television makes you look heavy. Besides, the stomach is in the finest sense of the Southern tradition and the ministry. Congregations don't warm up to thin preachers. Means the preacher's not good enough to receive sweet potato pies in lieu of other donations.
My congregation sells pies street to street. You could say it keeps them thin in the donations pack. Speaking of pies,